Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I had a lot of indecision this morning on what I'm going to recite. I have a really, really nice short story, but I'm just going to stay focused on poetry. And you never know, one of these days I might read one of these short stories. I have a long poem for you today. So I gotta let you know it's gonna take at least 5, 7, 8 minutes, maybe even 10. So I'm kind of breaking my own rules. Yes, because I wanted to keep this under 3 or 5 because people just don't have the patience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump right into it. I'm already 1 minute in. And I'm going to recite this poem that's pretty heavy. Many of you might not know this, but I love history. And I have some really historical pieces. And this one is, I don't know. Let me just jump into it. You'll understand once you listen. It's from a long time ago in the land of Egypt. It's called Hello, My Name is Jessy. Hello, my name is Jessy. I have a tale for you on this day. You see, I was once a slave in the land called Egypt, on the continent of Africa long, long ago, when death was as common as a simple cold. I used to get up very early and go to work on a grand pyramid ever so tall. No one ever heard my cries or moans, and in my heart all the pain and so much remorse. The pyramid could be seen from miles away, I dare say. It was larger than life, and it was our town pride and our daily painful work. We wanted it to last for lifetimes, and I believe it will. But I just don't know, since I'm now getting so feeble and old. The cruel taskmaster has had his eyes on me, and sometimes he would beat me as relentlessly as I cried out and said, "My sweet God, please do not let him hurt me." No, it was not a good life at all, but it was all I had, since I was a lad and a slave in the land of Egypt at such a perilous time. We worked all day and into the night for a man we called the Pharaoh of the land. Many thought he was a god, but I knew otherwise. To me, he was just another tyrant and also just a man. You see, I do not think the way others did, but I kept quiet in my mind. It's all I had. My thoughts could not be deprived. I knew the truth, and it was all mine. Ramses was his name, and he became very old and expected his buildings to be built ever so tall on the backs of poor souls. Every day it was getting a bit taller. In the quest to build this monument, we lost all of our hope. We were becoming all a sack of bones. He wanted us to finish fast, this because he was about to die and wanted to be buried in style near the river we call the Nile. The Pharaoh would be mummified like most of the grand leaders of the land, in what we come to be known as the Valley of the Kings. At the time it was more serene. In this special place they laid many a man to rest. There was lots of sand, and the sun with its deadly rays rained deadly heat on us every day. A place to hide all of their secrets in this building we called the pyramid that was built of many heavy stones. We could hardly get them or move them along. So heavy they were, breaking our backs and some of us taking a fall. Every day more pressure was put on us. There was no one we could trust, and we hardly had the straw to make the bricks. We were completely at a loss. We did not have a clue what to do, except keep working. What else can I say? We had lost our faith. One day a man came out of the blue. He came to us with a tale of our past. Moses was his name. He was there to remind us we were once proud Hebrews. He talked of olden times and how God had chosen us to be his people, and it was time to deliver the weak and the feeble. Many of us had a fright, and our religion was so far in the past, many of us just plain forgot. We were so afraid of any change of any kind. But we listened just the same to this new man that came to us from the desert heat and rain. He came before the Pharaoh and told him he must set his people free. You see, he and the Pharaoh had history. They were raised as brothers. One was good and one was the worst, very bad, and the one had all the power now. The Pharaoh let out a big laugh, and Moses, the man, grew very mad and showed him a thing or two in that palace he once knew. It took a while, but finally the Pharaoh understood. Moses talked of plagues that would come and how much the people of Egypt would suffer once they were sent. But the Pharaoh did not care or even cave. He simply did not believe. Even when Moses turned a stick into a snake, Pharaoh's magicians did the same. Many more miracles were performed. One was locusts, then frogs, and then he turned the Nile River red. By now the Pharaoh had begun to get a bit scared. The last straw was an awful blow. Moses sent the last of the plagues, the one that killed all of Egypt's firstborn children. Even the Pharaoh's own son went down with a thump. And now all this leader could do was finally let the Hebrew slaves go. For them it was a time to rejoice. God remembered his people on that day so very long ago. They left that world behind into the desert with its fine sand. Many more things occurred. One was parting of the sea, and how the chariots of the pharaohs went into the sea. If you take a dive, they are still there. You see, Ramses could not take the loss, so he turned his men to kill the Hebrews before they had a chance to cross this blue sea on this day, as this is told in the book called the Bible. Maybe you know about it. If you don't, then try to find it. Many a fine tale, but my favorite is Moses and how on that long ago day freed the Hebrew people. Thank you for your patience today, and I hope you enjoyed my small tale. 8 minutes and a few seconds. Please be so kind as to reshare.